It's time for the Green Goblin and Mysterio to have their first team-up. Welcome to the Comicstorian Complete Story Series, where you get audio dramas of your favorite comic books, helping you decide what to go out and add to your collection. Today, we continue Ultimate Spider-Man with issue 17 by Jonathan Hickman. I hope you enjoy. New York City, May. Ben Parker walks into his apartment and looks up at the man standing before him. He cocks an eyebrow, not very startled to find someone in his apartment. Gotta say, this is happening a bit too much for my tastes. How'd you get in here? Ben asks. Harry shrugs his shoulders. It's just a regular door with a regular lock, Ben. Anyone who wants to get in is getting in, Harry tells him. Ben nods and closes the door, pointing out that Harry is supposed to be dead. He crosses the room and pours himself a drink at the kitchen counter. You know, he doesn't talk about it, but Peter's pretty upset about what he thought happened to you. Maybe you should reach out, set him straight, Ben suggests. Harry nods, asking how Peter and his family are. They're safe enough, Ben says as he puts his glass down. Finally, he asks Harry why he came. Harry sighs and turns towards the door, his hand reached out for the knob. I just wanted to check in, make sure he's okay, and also to tell you to keep your head down. Things are about to get serious, Harry tells him. Ben looks at him sternly. You say that like they haven't already been that way, Ben says quietly as Harry walks out the door. Compared to what's coming, they haven't. Later, Gwen Stacy sits in her office at Oscorp Industries. She looks at the papers that Robbie Robertson has handed her. Are you sure this is right? She asks. Robbie nods, informing her that it's a sure thing. Gwen raises an eyebrow at him. And why should I trust you, Mr. Robertson? She asks. Robbie smiles slightly as he leans back in his chair. Because we Mysterios have to stick together, don't we? He says softly. Gwen pauses for a moment before finally nodding. Yes, we do, she says. Robbie nods, admitting that the Mysterios shouldn't have any secrets between them. And on that note, what are you going to do with those reports? Robbie asks her. But the conversation is interrupted by a buzz from Gwen's receptionist.
Sorry to interrupt, Mrs. Stacy. Your 4 o'clock meeting has arrived early,
the receptionist tells her. Gwen nods and motions Robbie to the door. We'll have to continue this later. Be careful on your way out, Gwen tells him. The door opens to reveal Wilson Fisk and Mr. Wesley. Robbie side-eyes them as he walks past, and Mr. Wesley gives him a barely perceived nod of acknowledgement. Gwen sits back at her desk and motions for Fisk and Mr. Wesley to take a seat. I won't be staying long, Fisk tells her as Mr. Wesley sits down. He crosses his arms behind his back and looks down at her. I'll do you the courtesy of not pretending that your husband was the one who actually ran his father's company. Everyone knows it's always been you. I'm also not going to assume that you were privy to the arrangements your husband and I had regarding other business ventures, Fisk tells her. He pauses for a moment before continuing. If I'm wrong, Mr. Wesley can fill you in on everything you don't know. But I'm here to let you know that I expect those arrangements to continue in perpetuity, for all time. Mr. Wesley has some documentation for you to sign to that effect. Finally, he turns away. Remember, Mrs. Stacy, some people run the world, others simply live in it. I'm sorry for your loss. Condolences, Fisk says before walking out of the room. Gwen and Mr. Wesley sit in silence for a moment before the lawyer smiles. Mr. Fisk can be a bit demanding, he finally says. Gwen nods her head in understanding. That must be difficult for you, she says. Wesley nods as the illusion slips away and Mysterio is sitting before her. You have no idea, he admits. He cocks his fishbowl head at her admitting that he must do a fair bit of dancing around certain issues, such as when she killed Kraven. Gwen nods her head. "Speaking of, I think you have something that belongs to me," she says. Mysterio nods and reaches for his amulet. Mr. Wesley sits across from her once more as he takes it off and places it on her desk. "No, it belongs to us. Don't forget that," Mr. Wesley tells her before he stands and leaves. When she is alone once more, Gwen calls out for her husband, and Harry enters through a side door. "Gotta say, dear, it's a little unnerving watching you operate," Harry tells her. She smiles at him. "We have the amulet for 1 week. Let's go to war," she tells her husband. Later, Harry enters the secret lab that he's relocated Otto into. I know, it's not as nice as your last lab, but beggars can't be choosers," Harry says as he enters the lab. Otto turns to him and motions to the suit, explaining that he has repaired and upgraded the Green Goblin armor. "The armor is good to go, but the AI hasn't been active in months. Are you sure you're ready for this?" Otto asks. Harry sighs and shakes his head, staring at his armor. "Nope, but today's a work day, and there's no putting this off." Otto nods and picks up his toolbox, heading to the Parkers to install a new security system. "Oh, and Otto, don't steal anything," Harry calls out. Otto turns back in shock. "I can't believe you'd say that to me," Otto points out before disappearing. Finally, Harry slides on the helmet, activating the AI programmed with his father's personality. "What is this? You've been gone. Time's passed," Norman says before mapping his son's new memory patterns. "You were captured? You were beaten? Broken?" Norman snaps. "Yeah, Dad, I had a bad run," Harry tells him as he pulls on the rest of the suit. "A bad run? A bad run is fortune looking the other way, or unexpected weather. You didn't even know who your wife really was. I'm so tired of being ashamed of you," Norman tells him. Later, Harry and Gwen fly on the Goblin glider, firing rockets into a nearby apartment building and blowing a hole in the wall. They fly inside and find the Demon Gang standing guard over people building bombs. They hover for a moment when Harry notes that none of the demons are holding guns. "It's too volatile an environment for guns, dear," Gwen reminds him as she suddenly teleports away and reappears on a nearby catwalk. "You get the civilians out of here, and I'll take care of the weapons," Gwen tells him. Harry watches as she suddenly disappears again, and Mysterio appears below, dozens of copies surrounding the demons. Her illusions begin to work, making the demons think that each other are the enemy, and he watches as they begin to slice into each other. Finally, Harry sighs and begins to fly down and grab the civilians, bringing them outside quickly. "This is the manner in which you've chosen to prove yourself?" Norman asks as Harry flies down and grabs hold of more people, flying them to safety outside the weapons factory. "I suppose I shouldn't have expected anything else. After all, that's how you decided to treat my company. Your birthright. My pride and joy. And you pawned it off to your wife so you could go play hero," Norman sighs. "I'm saving people, Dad. That matters," Harry tells the AI as he drops the last of the civilians off. Quickly, he flies up and joins Gwen on a nearby rooftop. "Did you take care of the demons?" he asks. "I did," Gwen replies. "And you defused the bombs?" Harry asks. Gwen cocks her fishbowl head at him. "I never said anything about defusing them," she points out. Behind them, the building explodes in a massive fireball, and Harry turns in shock. "What the hell? You were supposed to disable them!" he shouts. The fog in her helmet slides away to reveal Gwen's face. No, I said I'd take care of them, and they are taken care of. We're at war with a generational enemy, Harry. We have to do everything that's required. We do what has to be done, right? She asks him. Harry stares at her for a moment before nodding. Sure, he says softly. Later, in Utah, Peter thanks his RV neighbor for the satellite phone and dials Ben, ready for their weekly check-in. Hey Ben, it's me. How are things? Peter says. Ben tells him that things are fine, but there is someone who needs to speak with him. Peter's eyes widen in shock at the sound of Harry's voice on the other end of the phone. Harry? It's me. Long story, but come home, Peter. I need you. Harry tells his friend. And that is where we conclude issue 17 of Ultimate Spider-Man. Gwen has made her position as Mysterio morally ambiguous after the attack on Mr. Negative and his gang, and it seems Harry is in need of his friend. What will happen next? You'll just have to wait until next time. So be sure to subscribe to the channel to get notified when that happens, and be sure to like the video and share it with your friends if you enjoyed it. I'm Dan with Comicstorian, and we will see you next time. Rest in peace, Benny.